Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show of all shows, bias with a little bit of truth. And as you can tell, the bias, the lack of truth is not on right now. Having some technical difficulties due to internet challenges, similar to me last week. But I think he's going to be okay. He's going to be joining soon rather than later, I hope. There's a lot of good stuff we want to talk about getting on the show today. I want to drill him a little bit about some of the decisions that his NFL team has made. I want to drill him about a decision that the Indiana Pacers made. I want to see if he's going to be biased with a little bit of truth or truth with very little bias around these two circumstances. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when he does get logged on. So I've got my phone here in front of me to see if he's going to message me and say, hey, I'm logging in now. But what we want to talk about today, a lot of things. We're going to talk all things college football. We're going to talk NFL. We're going to talk about, as the preseason games have come on, what are we seeing? What are we not seeing? What are some of the challenges? We're going to talk about Keenan Allen being an Indianapolis coach. And we'll see if he's very excited about that or how he feels about that. We're going to patch it over to the NBA a little bit and talk about, the Pacers giving a two-way deal to Brandon Smith out of Purdue University. I know he's a Purdue fan. He loves Purdue. I'm sure he's going to be very excited about that. But we'll find out and see what happens there, though. But before I talk about any of that stuff and before give Reggie a little bit of time to get on, we got sponsors that are pretty great to us, right? We've got Wire to the Nines, all your low voltage wireless needs you need, internet, cameras, internal and external. Then we've got Bigsy Sports Grill, land of the cold beer and the great chicken wings and pool tables. And then lastly, we've got Hamilton Mechanical Services, all your heating and cooling needs. It's hot right now, but we know it's going to get cold, and that's going to be a challenge. So those folks at Hamilton Mechanical Services, we're going to be having pictures up on our website, kind of showing some of their work. So a lot of us going to have some challenges come wintertime. So Hamilton Mechanical Services will be your go-to move for all your heating and cooling needs. So back to the show. This almost feels like a Cots Corner, so to speak. Since Reggie isn't here, I could go on my rant about some things, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to save a little bit for Reggie because I know he's got a lot of vigor built up and a lot of, energy towards some things we've talked about on the phone the last couple of days. So I'm interested to see what he has to say surrounding these decisions for his team, his future 13-4 Indianapolis Colts, right? So we're going to find out about that one. That's going to be the first thing we're going to find out about. Then we're going to talk a little bit about, every little thing under the sun. We're going to talk Notre Dame. We had a great show on Sunday night with our cross collaboration with Crossroads Sports. Myself, Jonathan, and Brandon. We all picked 3 different winners for the national title. I think Brandon, if I remember right, Brandon picked, was it, I can't remember who he picked. I know who I picked. I picked Notre Dame. Then I think we had someone with Texas. Maybe that was Brandon with Texas or JB with Texas. Then I think, if I remember right, maybe it was Georgia or Ohio State. That's what it was. It was Ohio State. Ohio State, Texas, and Notre Dame. Those are the 3 teams that we're seeing are more than likely going to hoist that trophy up in January. I really would like to find out from you all who do you think is going to host that trophy up this coming January while I wait for Reggie to get on and everything like that. I know there's been a lot of talk about the easy schedule that Notre Dame has. I think it's 71st ranked schedule in the country this year. Their 2 toughest games, we all know, BYU on the road, and they got Miami at home on November 7th. Those are 2 challenging games that Notre Dame are going to really have. Now, SMU may be a little bit of a challenge as well, but not like the BYU on the road and then Miami with the team that they bring back after last year's loss in the championship game to the Indiana Hoosiers. So that's going to be fun to see, and we're going to track this as the season goes and everything. As we talked about, we had some sleepers as well. I think Brandon had Oklahoma as one of his sleepers, right? They got John Mateer back. They got a hell of a defense coming back. We're going to find out. Then I think JB had talked about his sleeper with maybe Indiana Hoosiers. Maybe they go back to back. Is that possible? I think it's possible. Some teams have done it. I don't see any reason why Indiana can't be looked at as to do it. And then we talked about that Big Ten, those Oregon Ducks. Last 6 seasons, they've been top 3 in recruiting. They've recruited. Dan Lanning has not been outmatched in any way to recruiting by anyone in college football. But is it time for Dan Lanning to get it done? You know, he's been there quite a while now. He's had the veins popping out of his neck when he was upset at Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffs. We're playing for clicks. We're playing for wins. Y'all remember that? He's all fired up, veins popping out of his neck and everything like that. You know, when we talked about USC, they loaded up with the high school player, top high school player recruits in the country this past season. USC's been not great for a long time. Is this the year that they cross over that hump? Lincoln Riley, he's got a big buyout, big buyout. Is that something he's going to be able to handle? Can he handle this thing, right? So you're talking about the Big Ten, the best conference in the country, right? You got Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, USC. You got Penn State coming your way. Does Michigan have a chance? They've got that dynamic young quarterback that they stole from LSU. Is he gonna? I think it's Bryce Underwood, if I remember right. Is he gonna take that next step this season and propel the Michigan Wolverines over those Ohio State Buckeyes, right? You know, then you got Penn State. They only play. I think they don't play Ohio State and they don't play Indiana. So I think they play Michigan and Oregon, or their 2 games that they play that are real difficult challenges. So that's going to be fun to see as well too. A lot of talk about what's going on in college football. Lane Kiffin down there in Baton Rouge. You know, they got that date circle against Ole Miss. I want to say it's October something. No one's going to miss that game. As they say, get your popcorn ready. Because Lane Kiffin is ready to roll. He's down there in the Bayou, and he's ready to do some things. So I'm looking forward to Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss pseudo rivalry now. They hadn't been rivals before, but I got a feeling after this season, you're going to be hearing a lot about Ole Miss versus LSU. That's going to be fun to see, right? Of course, you got terrible Alabama. They're going to maybe win 5 or 6 games this year. It's over with. They were the only team that could pay players for the last 15 years. Nobody else was allowed to pay players but Alabama. Now it's even, and guess what? You're looking at 5 or 6 wins. But I'll tell you this, I'm a betting man. I'm a DraftKings kind of guy. So if you want to bet a little something or put a little wager on the side, my social's right there. GameTimeCod@yahoo.com. Give me a call. We can see what happens there. Because I know there's a lot of people doubting my boys from Tuscaloosa. That's fine. It's fair. Fair to doubt them, right? But let's not forget, it's still Bama and it's still Roll Tide, no matter what you say. So I'm just waiting to see if everybody's going to chime in and tell me what I should be thinking and who's going to win the national title and who's going to be in the playoff. Is it going to be a 16-team playoff? Is it going to be 24 like the Big Ten wants it to be? Imagine that. 24 teams in a playoff. Remember, we got a top 25. That means just only one team's going to be left out. Why even have a season? Well, why not make it 7 games, 7-game season, and then start the playoffs at week 8? If you're going to have 24 teams, it's an awful lot of teams. How do you spread those buys out? How do you spread those conference winners and losers out? Do we get rid of the conference play, conference championship play? A lot of people are saying, hey, you got to get rid of the conference title games. They're meaningless. They don't mean anything. Well, tell the Hoosiers that. Tell the Hoosiers that from last year. Tell the SEC that. They really value their conference title game. I think it's going to be interesting. My boy Eric's chiming in. His name is Turtle, and guess what? Just as I say Turtle, Eric, guess who pops into the show? My boy, King of the Trolls, Homer Reggie, always late, but never disappoints. Reggie Sykes, welcome to the crib, man. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, you must have jinxed my Wi-Fi last week. My Wi-Fi's out of my truck. It's out of my house. I got fiber, man. I don't understand what's going on, man.
Hey,
Man,
man, just cause you, hey,
you done
just cause you got fiber don't mean it's gonna be perfect. Hey, fiber ain't perfect.
hey man, I don't have technical difficulties like you, man.
Well,
You done
well,
really
well.
done now.
Clearly
I'm
you
coming
did.
live from my phone, man.
Clearly you did today. Let me fix this a little bit. Make this a
Yeah,
little bit better right here, so I can get us in the full screen here. There we go. There we go. Get us in the full screen there.
I'm
And see how
I'm
things
about to have
going.
a talk with AT&T, man. I'm about to have a talk with him, man.
Oh yeah. What are you gonna tell them, man? I'm curious. What are you gonna?
I'm gonna tell you, look, my name is Reggie ML Sykes, and you need to get this stuff straight, man. I have a program with millions of viewers and subscribers that I have to get out. If I don't have a
Yeah,
reliable internet, then y'all gonna
yeah.
make me go to somebody else,
They're
man.
gonna make you. They're
Maximum
gonna
or
make you go to
Clubhouse.
Starbucks. They're gonna make you go to Starbucks and be sitting up there like those people do with their laptop up, with their headphones on. Is that
Nah, I ain't one of them nerds. I ain't one of them nerds. I'm the king of the
okay?
coast.
That's what you say. That's what you say. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not one
Hey,
of them nerds.
I warmed the crowd up a little bit, man. I told we're gonna hit on the Colts. We're gonna hit on the Pacers. We're gonna hit on the college football season. Oh, there he goes. Hey, well, we're gonna get ready to maybe he hit the button. Maybe his dog is there. Maybe his dog chewed up his phone or something, or maybe chewed up the internet cords, right? It could have been that. I know we're all wireless, but maybe his router, maybe his dog got to his router and chewed it up. That's what happens. Things happen, from time to time. So we're gonna see if he pops back in or if he falls out, or there he's coming back again. There he's back again. There's my buddy.
Oh,
You back now?
I hit the wrong button. I was trying to
Hey,
see if I can see the comments, but I hit the wrong button. So
damn the
yeah.
comments. You barely hanging on by a thread being on the damn call. The hell with the comments. You wearing some damn comments. You got some time to make up. We're gonna
Yeah.
dock your pay in this
Oh
situation.
man.
Look up the damn comments. Might give a damn
Oh
about
man.
you. They all saying you weren't on time. That's what they're saying.
Hey
That's what they're saying.
man. I
And,
had
and, and,
internet
and Eric
problems.
got you. And Eric's got you pinned perfectly. Colonel is earning his name today. Facts.
Hey man. First of all, I don't even like Eric. I don't like the sorry 49ers. I don't like the sorry Stankies. Look, 12 minutes in, I've only been on here a minute, and y'all got me going off on a rant.
Right.
Bug
You
Eric,
deserve it. 11
bug
minutes
the
late. You should
Stankies,
get it.
and bug the 49ers.
You
Now, what
should
do you
get
think
it.
about
Being
that?
11 minutes late.
Whatever.
I was able to finish off the rest of my watermelon while I'm waiting on you.
Man, you ain't
And
worth
that's
2
okay.
cents. You know that. You know that. You ain't worth 2
Hey, look,
cents.
look. Let's we warmed up now. Let me crack my knuckles here. By the way, I got my Fred Sanford on. Got my Fred Sanford on today. You big dummy, that's for you. I got my Fred Sanford on. Roll Tide. Anyway, where we gonna go today, man? I know we talked about a pre-production meeting that we never freaking had. No pre-production meeting. All we talked about today was them green tomatoes, corn, and milk.
You keep talking, you keep talking, you ain't gonna get your corn.
Hey,
First of all,
you keep talking, you ain't gonna get the stuff I got for you too.
well, first of all, I want to talk about women's sports in general because I know
Okay.
you just got on the bandwagon with the WNBA this year. You ain't watched college women's basketball. You used to talk bad about women's basketball. You used to say they need to put a trampoline out there so they can jump up and at least touch the backboard. I
Never
ain't gonna
said
say
that.
some of the
Ne-
things you saying
never said
about
that.
women's basketball.
Never said that. Be
Okay?
clear.
Because
I said, be clear. I said the women's game has zero interest for me. I said that 100%.
oh,
The
but you're
last
doing jokes too.
hold
You said
on,
that, but you're being junior.
hold on, son. Let me tell you something. I made it clear. I had zero interest in the WNBA prior to 3 years ago. Zero interest. Not some, not a little, zero.
No, right.
And I'm watching it, and guess what?
Mm.
I'm more further along than you are now. And
No,
hell,
you're
you
not.
quote unquote watching it. You
No, you're
weren't
not.
watching it even. Stop acting like you were watching the
Didn't
WNBA.
even know. You
Man,
didn't even
shut
know
up.
Fever won a championship.
You
They
be
got banners hanging in Cambridge Fieldhouse for Tamika Catchings, one of the greatest Fever players ever. You didn't even know it. But I'm a man. I watch sports. I watch women's
You a
volleyball.
man, you watch
I
sports.
watch.
What is
I
that supposed to
watch.
mean? I'm a
I
man, I
watch.
watch sports. What is that
I
supposed to
watch
mean?
women's volleyball. I watch
We ain't watching, we
college
ain't talking about
basketball.
volleyball. We're talking about the
I
WNBA.
watch
Stay on
women's
task.
track. I watch women's sports. And last night I saw the highlights of the Clarissa Shields fight. Man, she is a bad girl, man. She's about to fight another two-time Olympian. They're trying to set about England because by the last time I price. But Shields knocked that woman out. Now there's people out here that says Ali's daughter was better, and she was a good boxer. Well, I think Shields would knock Ali's daughter out if both of them at their
Guess
prime.
what? We will never know. I'll take Ali all day and twice on Sunday. You can have Clarissa Shields. Take it. You can have. You can have. I'll take Ali all day long and twice on Sunday. 100%. But you just start watching it too. Don't act like, oh, I've been watching it for all these. Man, stop. Hey, listen.
I've been watching.
Hey, listen. It's getting cloudy outside. You better be careful. The lightning going to strike you, and then you're going to be in trouble.
I watch boxing. I watch women's boxing.
I didn't say you didn't. I said you just start watching it.
I watched the women fight in UFC the other day. I watch women's sports. I'm not a male chauvinistic like you.
Ain't nobody thinking about you and your little. You getting on your grandeur stage. Oh, I love women's sports now. Wait till I see you in about an hour and a half. When I hand you some, you're gonna be like, "Hey man, you think how many you think I flew on the show today? How many you think I flew on the show today?" I don't want to hear that mess. Let's talk about real business here. Let's get down to business. Since you want to start with WNBA, the league you love so much, you've been watching it for the last 15 years. You've been to probably 10 games a year, right? You got a Caitlin Clark T-shirt. You got a Fever banner hanging in your bedroom over your ceiling. I'm sure you got all of that. Now let's talk to the reality here. Talk about that game the other night, the Indiana Fever against Atlanta Dream. There's been a whole lot of bullshiggity about Caitlin Clark smiling and giggling and laughing. Hey, man, you know what matters? Sunday night game, 95-91 Fever. That's all I care about. All the other shenanigans, they can keep that. It had zero interest from me to them with regard to the hate here, the hate there, or miss a layup here and laugh at somebody there. Means nothing. That was a great game. Went into overtime. The Dream had an opportunity to win in the regular time. They missed a layup. They missed another layup. They just weren't fortunate. They got beat by a better team. I think the Fever beat them 3 times this year.
You got to go back before then. Boston was having a great game. If anybody deserved player of the game, it was Boston. Her stat line was stuffed with all kinds of stuff: steals, rebounds, and points. And she was the best player on the court that day. And she battled our other girl. This was a playoff atmosphere type of game. So Aaliyah Boston missed the game, a go-ahead shot for the Fever. I think they called a reset timeout, and it went down. And Gray missed a three-pointer. And, of course, Barbie missed 2 putbacks. But people always laugh. When the pro game, people laugh when somebody misses a shot or they smile. They're not necessarily laughing. They're smiling because, hey, we got a chance to win this game. So you buying into all that junk instead of just a basketball game. You worried about what the talking heads are saying instead of what the product on the court is.
Well, did you hear anything I just said? I said it doesn't matter. I said the other stuff doesn't matter.
You didn't have to bring it up, though.
No, I did have to bring it up because it's been all over the airways, and people have asked me, am I going to talk about today? And I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it.
So the Fever and the Dream, right now the Fever will have home court. They would battle them in the playoffs. You said that.
Sweet.
You said you don't think the Fever can beat Vegas or Golden State?
No, let me be clear what I said. I said the Fever can't beat Vegas. And I said they can't beat the Valkyries, and I said they can't beat the Lynx. That's what I said.
The only team I worry about is the Lynx. I think the other 2 teams they can beat, and it ain't gonna be a sweep, but it'll be a tight series. And I think, while we're talking WNBA, I got a 3-horse pony for the MVP of the WNBA.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Wilson, Goggles, and Mitchell. What do you got to say? Say it.
Listen, man, you can play tag all you want, and you can watch all the headlines on ESPN,
I got that.
CNN,
What the
and all
hell?
that garbage.
I said
There's only one MVP. It's Asia Wilson. Anybody want to argue that point? We can go. I ain't going to argue with you because you don't even watch the damn game anyway. Asia Wilson is head and shoulders the best player in the league, and she continues to dominate night in and night out. She's the only player this season has dominated night in and night out. Only player. I want to hear that garbage.
Mitchell hasn't dominated.
Did you hear what I just said? The only player that's dominated night in and night out.
Hasn't dominated.
Not night in and night out. Not night in and night out like Asia Wilson has. No, sir.
Evidently, you hadn't been watching any games. You just been looking at Fox News to get the highlights.
I don't watch anything Fox, by the way. I'm just trying to watch the game. You just trying to succumb to what people are saying. I saw that little thing in the chat. Oh, is it Asia? Is it Mitchell? Now I ain't buying that stuff. It's Asia Wilson. That's it. End the story. Cut it. It's Asia Wilson, man. Come on. No weaknesses in her game. No weaknesses.
You just like my wife, man. If I say my truck is red, you go.
No. See, here's the difference between me and your wife. I allow you to talk every now and then. Your wife don't. That's the difference. So watch your mouth. Watch your tone. But as I said, it's Asia Wilson, and that's it, man. Next subject. It's not even worth talking about.
I'm not going to say that. I got them three in there. Go ahead, go to the next subject.
Is that a Nike hat and an Adidas shirt? I thought you didn't miss that. That can't be you.
This is not
you gotta be Nike.
Hat. This is not a Nike hat.
What is it? Is that Adidas?
A New Era hat. New Era.
Oh my gosh. You ain't matching today?
New Era doesn't necessarily make athletic gear. So I wear Adidas with Adidas, Nike with Nike, Under Armour with Under Armour. But
well, I'm just asking because you don't have on an Adidas that has not an Adidas hat.
If it's an off-brand,
I'm thrown off, man. I'm thrown off.
I got Adidas shorts though. I got Adidas shoes though. I got Adidas socks.
You got some rusty ass ankles too, man. You got some rusty ass ankles. Hey, get you some. Hey, go off camera. Go get you some lotion. Go get you some lotion and put it on those scaly ass ankles of yours.
Hey, I don't know what got into you today, man. But you done lost your mind today, man. I know. Let's go on to the next. You just want to piss me off. That's what you're trying to do. Yeah, we ain't gonna even go there, man. Go ahead and go into the next subject. We're gonna talk NFL football. Again, I know your boys are gonna be 13-4. I don't want to troll you, but what do you think about that wonderful move that the Colts just made, grabbing that all-time receiver, that Keenan Allen? I mean, he's in his third or fourth year. Man, he is going to make such a difference for the Indianapolis Colts. I want to get your take on it. I think it was a move they had to make because Downs has some issues going on.
And
I had to train my dog. Downs has some issues going on. Our receivers, Downs has some issues going on. Alex is not back from surgery yet. They had to sign another receiver to make up. I see nothing wrong with signing him for 1 year. I don't see you getting on Devon Morris signing by Dallas Cowboys. Your issue is always with the coach.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Your
issue is always with the coach because they didn't draft one of your
players. We're way past that. We're way past that. So you telling me the coach signed Alec Pierce a lifelong number 2 to a mega deal, and you mean to tell me they had to go off the scrap heap? They had to go off the scrap heap to get this guy, Keenan Allen. No one was banging on his door but the coach. Then them suckers, they're gonna pay him up to possibly $8 million. Come on, man.
Look, come on, man. You know, money. If the only money that's guaranteed is your signing bonus in the NFL.
I said up to.
So don't give me that up to. He probably ain't gonna make $8 million, okay?
So you think it's a great deal? You think it's a great idea for your general manager?
Oh my goodness, can I talk?
No, I want to attack you today. You think it's a great idea for your general manager to sign Alec Pierce, a lifelong number 2, to a mega deal, and he won't even be on the damn field in game 1? I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say, down with Ballard. Down with Ballard.
No, I'm not. There's a lot of people who sign big contracts who get hurt, who can't play until the next year. Look at Joe Burrow.
He was hurt.
Look at the largest contract Joe Burrow signed, and look how often he hurt. So don't
Terrible.
give me that.
Terrible.
Don't give me that.
You've heard me crown him too.
Look at the quarterback for the Chiefs. He got hurt. He didn't play every game last semester. You ain't talking about his contract.
We're
not gonna bring up nobody else.
So you're gonna deflect. So what you tell me you're gonna deflect? You're just gonna deflect. So Ballard didn't make a bad move and sign an Allen Pierce, a big deal, and he can't play.
No, he did. No, he didn't. And the rookies that we got on defense and signed on defense, they will perform. The linebackers will perform. And the corners, Sauce and Ward, they will definitely perform. Like I said, the Colts will be 13-4.
Clip that.
I'm standing by. Clip it. I stand by what I said. I need to start coming on the show. I feel like it does because y'all not hating on the coach. I saw y'all little preview show where y'all got the coach not making the playoffs and barely better than Tennessee. And Isaiah talking about Tennessee is better than the Colts. He need to go worry about his Cowboys, and you need to worry about the 10 NFL teams that you cheer for. You can't trust no man that cheers for 10 NFL teams.
I've got 8 teams. I've got 8 teams. Dallas is my honorable mention, and anybody plays the Colts. That's 8, not 10. So if you're gonna say it right. I want to hear that garbage. Say it right.
And I can't believe
you on this show talking about this and that, but you won't even hold the worst GM in NFL history accountable. You still back him
accountable. I told him I'm giving him this year. I told you that.
What about the other 8 years? What about the other 8 years?
First of all, worry about your other 8 teams and what's going on with them. First of all, you're talking all that bull crap. You just jinxed the Buffalo Bills. They may do like they did in the 90s and lose 3 back-to-back championships. They ain't winning no championship. I don't hear you talking crazy about them and their quarterback doing crazy stuff going through the line. But you always want to focus on the Colts. You and Isaiah want to get on the Game Time Network, the flagship show, and talk crazy about the Colts. And most of the time, I'm golfing on Saturdays. So
that's your problem. That's your problem. What you want me to do?
So I'm just telling you, you done jinxed the Buffalo, and you done jinxed the Eagles, and you done jinxed the Cowboys, and you done jinxed all the other teams. The Colts are going to be better than what people think. The Colts are going to keep AR. The only thing I blame the GM for is the AR situation. He should have been sitting
the other 8 years. There's no other blame.
Oh my goodness.
There's no other. You tell me. I'm just saying. You saying he's been at this is I think year 9. I think year 8 or 9. Everything else has been fine. Oh, okay.
My opinion is my opinion, and your dumb opinion is your dumb opinion. Okay. He did good drafting the offensive lines and the defensive line. He did good getting DeForest Buckner here. He did good getting AR, but they didn't manage the AR situation right. The coach should have had AR with a clipboard. They should have realized, he only played 13 games in college. He didn't play that many games as a senior in high school. They rushed a guy out with a lot of potential that didn't necessarily know how to play the position. And I love AR, and I still think AR is going to have a great career. I think that the Colts are going to hold on to AR to this year. They played in the signing bonus. You don't know what's going to happen with Daniels necessarily. Leonard's not ready, so you have to hold on to AR. You got him on your roster for one more year. You might as well hold him instead of giving him away for free. So that's the coach's fault.
You just regurgitated everything I told you this week. So now give me your thoughts. Now give me your thoughts.
Those are my thoughts. I didn't regurgitate nothing you said. Those are my thoughts.
Hey, your blood pressure is rising a little bit. I feel it. You walking around, you got the vein coming out the side of your head. Hey, I didn't do it. Hey, Ballard did it. Blame Ballard. Don't blame me.
Hey, look, man, you're just trying to make this about you, man. That's what you're trying to
make this about. This is your show.
You're trying to make this about, man.
This is your show, buddy. Buddy, this is your show.
You're just a hater, man. But
that's a great picture. What's that picture behind you right there? That's a pretty good.
That's Peyton Manning and Luck.
I like that, man. That's pretty good, man. I like that picture, man. You should use it as your background. I like that.
Yeah. Then
That's a pretty good deal, man.
let's
Very
promote
impressive.
Coach.
Was that the game where Peyton fumbled? I think he may have fumbled in that game. Maybe.
I don't recall. We don't need you to like us, okay, first of all. Secondly, I think y'all list is all the way wrong. I think
You do.
Jacksonville is going to be overrated. Now, I do agree with you about Texas defense, and I do have faith in CJ. I think the Texans are probably going to be a very, very good team. I will give you that point that you had right.
Well, thank you, buddy.
But the tank and you and Reef, I didn't get to watch the college show, but Reef and this continuous of thinking that Pittsburgh is going to finish first in the AFC North is crazy. I don't know what's going on with Brendan Reef.
I think you all drink the same Kool-Aid that day. Ain't no way in the hell the Steelers gonna finish above Baltimore and probably above Cincinnati either. They're locked in the third.
They may not finish above the Browns. Yeah, what are you talking about?
You know why you laughing? Because I'm gonna find that recording.
hey, the Browns may win up above them. You know, I don't think that the Browns should play Watson. I think they need to concentrate, and I have heard talking heads say that, but I agree with them also that you need to get Sanders out there and see if this is going to be your quarterback in the future. Or you're going to maintain him. You had some good draft. Get the guys out there, your young guys out there, and see what they can do.
Look at you, man. You calming down. Your blood pressure coming down. You talking with a little sizzling. Now the show is beginning. We're 30 minutes in, but now we ready to roll. So to that point, you make a good point about that. You know, you got Watson, who's in the last year of a $200+ million deal, coming off 2 Achilles injuries. You know, looks as though he's playing better than Sanders. But is Watson your next year guy? If he's not your next year guy, I don't know what you say. Or do you say, hey, we don't think Sanders is our guy, and let's see if Watson can, grab that potion and call back about 3 or 4 years? Is that what they're saying, maybe?
Is Watson in the last year of his contract?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
It was a 5-year, $240 million deal. This is year 5.
So is he going to give a discount to them for putting up with him for the year he didn't play, for guaranteeing all that money? No, you got to see what he can do. You got to let him go because he's going to want too much money to sign. If he ain't going to give you a hometown discount for dealing with him, after you done basically gave him $150 million for free. And
no, 240, brother, 240.
I'm just going to say what money he earned. I was trying to say he only earned $50 million.
Hey, he earned it all. You know why? Because the same players can get cut and never see another dime after the signing bonus. I'm good with that. He signed it. Cleveland was smart enough or dumb enough to sign him to it. So be it. Get your money, brother. For every Deshaun Watson, there's 10 players that had an injury, got cut, and didn't get any rest of their money.
True.
So he got his money.
I agree with you, dumb butt.
I hate agreeing with you too. See, you're calming down. That's what's happening. You're starting to calm a little bit.
You trying to get me
deep breaths and everything.
I told everybody I wasn't gonna go off on a rant today, but yeah, you be trying to piss me off.
No. It's your fault. See, if you'd have been on for the pre-production meeting, we wouldn't have had these problems. Matter of fact, I'm making you suffer for it. You should have been on. Hey, whatever you gotta do, get your hotspot on your phone or whatever, and get on the show. But no. Man, I don't know what's wrong with my wireless, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, okay. Now I got you.
I was having Wi-Fi problems, okay? My house
Pay your bill.
A Wi-Fi technical.
Pay your bill.
All right.
I'm just getting you like you've been getting me. See now you see how I feel, don't you? You attacking me on your little shorts every time. D-Car, how did you have 10 teams? I saw all that. Attacking me. I ain't did nothing. I'm just being the innocent guy. But you just attacking me and attacking.
First of all, you're a bad influence on Isaiah. Isaiah's a young man who's very influenceable. And you got him on this kick of dogging Notre Dame out. You got him on this kick of dogging the Colts out. You got him on this kick where you kind of show him a little favor by saying his Cowboys are going to be pretty good. The Cowboys are overrated. Let's go to the Cowboys.
Reggie, you're right. They've been overrated for a lot of years.
Yeah. Downs, the quarterback, everybody's talking about he's going to be the smack. He's going to be the smack. Okay, that may be a good move. But this is the Cowboys. This Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman ain't coming back to save the Cowboys. Clip that.
But
Emmitt
listen,
Smith, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman ain't coming back. They don't even have the White House anymore. And you know what I mean when I say White House, what they used to do in the White House. This is the
all I
Cowboys,
know is
okay?
about sports. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
you can.
you know they used to do that
I'm
White
sure
House.
you can clear that out with me after the show or something. But I'm gonna tell
You
you
know
this:
what they did in the White House too. So
the
yeah.
Dallas Cowboys have a top 3 receiving core. They got a top 3 receiver. I'm telling you, man. Listen, I'm not a Cowboys fan, and I'm not gonna sit there and placate just all for Isaiah. No, I'm just seeing what I see, man. They look formidable, man. They look. I'm not saying they're gonna win the
You
title.
saw Down supposedly shutting down CJ Lamb. So now you think, quote unquote, oh, this was all the Cowboys need. And now they signed Von Miller. Talk about Von Miller's contract. What is his contract?
It's a great deal because the guy can still play. The guy can still play. He doesn't have to play 60 snaps. He can play 15 to 20 snaps and be impactful. Very similar to what he did when he was in Denver. That's what I'm just saying. Very
If he
similar.
can play, why didn't Denver resign him?
Because they're going with the youth movement, man. Come on. You heard what the coach said about going young. The guy, listen, for Dallas, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You got a guy that can play 15, 20 snaps a game that can wreck shot like that. I promise you this, he'll be more impactful than Keenan Allen will.
Hey man,
I can't do that.
Von Miller, what we gonna see? We gonna see, and you gonna eat crow just like you ate crow when the Detroit Pistons were supposed to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I told you, dummies, that they wasn't gonna do that.
So are you going to bring about all the other things you were wrong about? Are you going to bring up all the other things you were wrong about? Or are you just going to just bring up the one thing you were right about?
I ain't wrong about that. I'm always right. I'm the king of trolls. Like I told you, the Tide will never win Jack again, no matter what you say. Then you always get mad when you refer to the Tide. But if I refer to the Tide, you get defensive. You get defensive.
I get defensive?
Yeah.
When do I get defensive?
Because you said, this hater over here, I didn't even bring up the Tide, but he just like
you did.
Just like you bring up Notre Dame. Just like you bring up Notre Dame.
And what did I say about Notre Dame? I said this is a great opportunity for them to win it this year.
Yes, you have been saying that. We don't need your jinxie butt on the damn.
Listen, hey, I'm not going to be on the field. Hey, listen, if you're depending on me to be a jinx for them, I'm not on the field. That's going to be their play is going to determine not who's cheering for them or who thinks they're going to win. Their play will determine it. I'm telling you, they've got the most talent in college football right now. They got the best offensive line, the best defensive line, period. You may not want to hear that. Oh, you're jinxing them. That's just the truth, man.
Okay, well, I think Notre Dame's going to be one. I gave you my top 5 last week. Well, no, you didn't have power last week. So I gave my top 5 without you. And I didn't give them any.
Why you saying that? You didn't have power last week. Why you doing all? You being all zesty. You didn't have power last week.
So, yeah. So my top 5 was Ohio State, IU, Oregon, and who else did I say?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame and Georgia. I did not have Texas in there. Once again, I think Texas is going to let people down like they always do. They come out, everybody's all hype on Texas. Texas #1. Texas this. They got the most money. They got Archie Manning. Archie Manning's probably going to be a good quarterback and everything. But Texas is going to let you down.
Let who down?
Texas. You high on Texas.
Yeah, I just listen. They're not my team. They don't let me down. I'm just giving my assessment on what I see. They don't let me down. They've always had money. Texas always had money.
I'm not high on Texas. I'm not high on Texas.
Okay.
And a lot of people, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck did Missouri make it in the top 25? It seemed like they always on there, and I don't understand how Missouri is always on there.
It's 25 schools. It's 25 schools, man. I mean, a lot of people are going to be in there, man. But realistically, only about 10 teams can win it all, and Missouri's not one of them.
No, Missouri's not. Missouri's not even a top 25 team. So yeah, that's pretty for a loop.
You don't think they're a top 25 team?
Nah.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. But fair enough. I mean, listen, you feel like they're not a top 25 team, fine. When you're number 25 out of 25 teams, listen, you got Louisville's ahead of them, Houston's ahead of them, Iowa's ahead of them. Are you kidding me?
I don't have a
SMU's ahead of
problem.
them.
I don't have
Washington's ahead of them.
SMU. I saw SMU on there, man, and I was like, SMU. They ain't been on there since Eric Dickerson. What else?
No, man, SMU's they got some talent. Now they got Notre Dame this year. It's going they're not going to beat them, but you'll see they got some talent there. It's not. Listen, that money down in Texas, these teams in Texas with this NIL piece are you're going to see more of these these oil well teams. Texas Tech,
Mm-hmm.
Texas,
Mhm.
Baylor, SMU, Texas University. I'm just telling you, man. You're going to see that, man. That money's down there. That's where the money is. So it's going to be fun to see how it all plays out.
I agree with you 3 times. I'm probably gonna get struck by lightning. I can't agree with you no third time.
Well, yeah, if you want to be right, you should agree with me, but that's another story.
No.
So, what's your take on the Hoosiers, man? They got them ranked at number 6.
The Hoosiers have a pretty challenging schedule this year. I include them in my top 5, but I do worry about the quarterback play. I've heard a lot of things about him. I hadn't necessarily seen him play. I heard that last year he threw a lot of interceptions. If that's true, he won't be starting long for Kurt because Kurt's not going to take turnovers like that at a high rate. So I think it kind of depends on the quarterback play and what kind of quarterback play they get. I think their defense is going to be okay because their defense had an attitude the last 2 years. I think they're going to have an attitude this year. So I worry more about.
Here's what I would say, man, to that. You talk about Indiana having a tough schedule. They got a 4-game stretch. They got Ohio State, Michigan, Minnesota, and USC. Now that's a stretch for your what. You're going to home. I think they're home against Ohio State, on the road against Michigan, and home against USC. Out of those 4 games, I can see them going 3-1, no worse than 2-2. And that would be in my belief, they'll be their only 2 losses between Ohio State, Michigan, and USC. I think they'll be
They play Ohio
3 games.
State at home, man.
Yeah,
they play Ohio State at home.
Yeah.
So you thinking Ohio State wants some revenge? I do know this. Usually when Ohio State come here, it's like a home game for Ohio State. So many fans in there, but I don't anticipate that. The only thing that Ohio State's gonna like about IU is probably the crimson sitting up there in the stands, that color, because this is definitely now becoming an IU stadium with them limiting the amount of games that the students can go to now. So when you become a winner, I guess you want all that money, so you maximize your seats and you cut the ones who count, the kids out.
Yeah. Well, but I'll just say it to this: they better keep winning, or it's going to be like it was back in the late '90s and early 2000s. You can get a ticket for a jar of peanut butter and some crackers. I'm telling you, better keep winning. You got the right coach, though. You got he talked the talk, he walked the walk. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And him being there and saying what he said last year, 2 years ago, Google me. Then this year, hey, I said what I said. And he doubled down. He's been throwing shade at Notre Dame. They've thrown shade at Purdue. They're not backing down, man. I think Coach Sig is seeing something in his squad. So, I'm a talk. And there's a lot of pressure on him, but he put it all on his shoulders.
Well, I believe they're going to be winners for a long time. I'm not necessarily saying they're going to win the national champion every year, but I think long as Kirk there, they're going to be able to get the recruits now, especially with the NIL money that they have coming in, and some of the recruits that they're starting to get in the transfer portal and everything too. I mean, from high school. So I do think that they're going to be competitive. Once you win a national championship, you remain hot for a few years. I mean, look at Miami when they won some national. They were the team everybody wanted to go to. Then eventually their high came about. Look at Alabama; they were winning championships, and their high came down eventually. Every winning has a low.
It's got to. It's got to have. You're exactly right. I can't believe we agree on this. Nebraska in the early '90s. Nebraska in the early '90s, right? Your Rozier. You've got the great, the red shirt, the black shirts, right? Because at that time, granted the freshman rule was gone, but Nebraska required all freshmen to red shirt. get in the weight room, get strong, and come out ready. You can't do that anymore because guys want to play early, right? So you have your Nebraska's, your Miami, your SC. Remember SC with all the cheating they did with Bush and those guys, right? You see all that, right? And what good comes to an end, man. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's going to happen. Hell, remember Ohio State? They were they're great in the 70s and 80s. Remember Indiana beat them in the 90s, wasn't early 90s. Sure did. So Purdue had their stretch, right? They were never as good as Indiana was last year. But remember all those Alamo Bowls they're going to with the short quarterback, your boy, Drew Brees, right? So they had their wins, their opportunities. Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez, right? Same thing. LSU, Florida Gators, back-to-back titles, right?
You heard nothing else from them.
Yeah, so it's a lot out there, man. That's why I know people are tired of me saying it. This is going to be the best college football season ever, man.
Yeah, and I think you also got LSU overrated. First of all, no, I don't like Kiff. I don't like how he did Ole Miss. I just don't like him because he's an arrogant son of a whatever you want to call him. I don't like LSU because I went to Southern University 20 minutes ago. In the state of Louisiana, I always give LSU all the money over Southern and Grambling and Xavier and some of the other schools. Even the Raging Cajuns don't get as much money as LSU. That's University of Southwestern Louisiana. And McNeese State, they don't get as much money as LSU. LSU this. We ain't going to talk politics, but I hate the governor, and I hate that he's there. That's why they're paying all that money out to these coaches right now. I just think the LSU program this year, I'm not saying he's not going to turn it around eventually. I mean, didn't he have like 40 new players come in?
Reggie, look, yeah, a lot of new transfers, right? He hit the portal really heavy. They paid a lot of money. But listen to this schedule, Reggie. Opening game against Clemson. Then you've got, Louisiana Tech. But then you got Ole Miss and A&M back-to-back weeks, Reggie.
Wow.
Your first three of your first four games, Clemson, Ole Miss, and A&M. Then you got a little softness, a little underbelly. You got, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Auburn. Then you got Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee. Man, that's a tough one, man.
That's a very rough schedule. I mean, I might be. Well, this is my bias. It ain't a little bias. It's a lot of bias. I just hate LSU. The only thing I ever liked about LSU, and I can't remember his Muslim name, was Chris Jackson, because Chris Jackson was a hell of a ball player, man. He was a hell of out of Mississippi. Yeah, a hell of a ball player. I forget his new name, but hey, I did like watching him play, man. And when I was on at Southern, they were always on TV. And when Shaq and Roberts and them guys,
Stanley Roberts, Twin Towers, yeah. But it's funny, right? I'm sitting there talking glowingly about LSU, and it's funny because being an Alabama fan, people say, "Oh, you must hate Auburn." I don't hate Auburn. It's LSU and Tennessee that I hate. Those are two teams I can't stand. But I'm just saying, looking at LSU's schedule and the talent that they brought in, and I'm going to give Lane Kiffin some credit, man. Best signal caller in the country. He's going to do it. He's going to put his players in a position to be successful and put the opposing defense on their heels. That's just who he is. I can't stand it, right? I can't stand it. But you got to give the devil his due, man. The way he left Oxford, Mississippi, and I told Brandon Reef and JB last year, I said he's not an Oxford guy. That's not his. That's not his deal. He wants to be somewhere else nationally. And Oxford, Mississippi, and Ole Miss hasn't been national. He put them on the map like that. Now, granted, they've had some good years. Yeah, Archie Manning was there, all that wonderful stuff like that. Great. Eli? No, Archie Manning, their father played at Ole Miss.
Didn't Eli play there too?
I said, no, I'm talking about their father.
Yeah, okay.
The Archie Manning. I'm talking about the guy, the difference maker. Right? I'm talking about. Yeah. So they were, nice school, 7-8 wins here and there. But what Lane did for that school, no one else has seen. No one else has seen that, man. And to that point, but I said he's not that guy. I've been through that I-55 many times. Lane Kiffin is not an Oxford, Mississippi guy.
Hey, man, just not. I've been through it a lot too, and I put him in the same boat as I put Kelly. I don't like now one of them. I think that they both some shifty, funny acting dudes who maybe have some good qualities as far as coaching, but they'll stab you in the back quicker than then the devil will stab somebody else in the back. I don't trust Kelly, and I don't trust him either. And if
You,
my
but
son
you,
wanted to
but
go there, I would
you
tell him.
changed. You
I would tell him.
changed. You changed because you. Well, when I used to get on Kelly when he was at Notre Dame, oh, give him a break, man, give him a break. Now all of a sudden, now you want to say Kelly? I got the receipts. I got the receipts all the way back to 2012. Brian Kelly, yeah, that situation, yeah. I ain't liked him since then. But now you on board now, and that's good enough. You on board.
Every blue moon I may read the they may have a brown paper bag over the book cover, and I may not see the real book cover because they didn't drew some stuff over it. And when I take the brown paper bag, you used to put brown paper bags over to protect the book. When I remove that's so that shocked me.
So
Yeah.
you mean brown paper bag over a book or over a glass bottle when you was in high school walking up at Western Montgomery Park? The brown bag bottle or you bought a brown bag over a book? Which one was it? Because I know you had both.
That was not me. That was you drinking Champagne and Coke 45. That was not me. So you need to
It was golden Champagne, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah,
hey, so you make some good points about about the LSU deal here, right? So we're gonna take your bias and give it a little bit of truth, but we're gonna have some bias. You said Georgia out of the SEC. Give me your top 3 out of the SEC.
Boy, that's hard. Georgia. Wow, that is hard. You kind of gotta put LSU up there.
I'm gonna throw some teams out here.
I done talk bad about LSU and Texas.
A&M.
So I don't want to put them up there. I didn't say anything bad about A&M. I'm just not sure they're gonna be one of the top teams because to me A&M they may be like 8-1, 10-1, and then they'll go play a top team like Georgia or the Tide or LSU and get blown out. So I've never quite historically been sold on A&M because I'll get hyped about them and thinking they're about to make some noise, and they let you down just like Texas.
Well, I was hyped about them last year for sure.
I'm gonna say Georgia is my number 1 team in the SEC. Okay,
that's fair. Oklahoma.
I'll put them in the middle of the pack. In the middle of the pack.
Florida. Then you got Bama. Then you've got
Florida. Way back in. I hate to admit it, man. I may have to put the Tide in the top 5 of the SEC. I think.
Well, they being picked 7th and 8th in the SEC.
Yeah, I hate to say, because you know how I feel about the Tide, but I know how the SEC is. I know how those schools are scared of Tide's reputation. So, man, that's hard, man. Oklahoma's back to the middle of the pack. I want to put Ole Miss up there, but I'm not sure. I think those kids are going to play for their new coach because this is his first time getting a head coaching job, and I love the quarterback out of Ole Miss.
Yeah,
but Ole Miss
Trinidad Chambliss.
That plays good, and then they tend to let you go down the same way Texas A&M will and Texas will. I'm definitely not going to put Missouri towards the top because Missouri's in the SEC, correct?
Yep.
I don't think they are top 25 team. I'll put Tennessee in the middle of the pack. I'll put Missouri at the 10th pack. I'll put Ariel's Florida Gators probably finish last. They're going to prove something soon.
What about Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt?
They're a middle of the pack team. Also, if not back to their old way of losing, we'll see. Man, Auburn.
Well, and here's the tough part about it is, right? Last year, it's kind of topsy turvy. A&M jumped out, strong. Texas was number 1 ranked team in the country, and they both fizzled. One didn't make the playoff, and the other lost the playoff game at home to Miami. Mm-hmm. The national championship runner up. So yeah, it's a lot to be said on these Saturdays, though, man.
I tell you what. Next week, let me do a little bit more study on the SEC. We'll see where I stand.
We can tap into it Tuesday. We can tap into it next week.
Because I got Georgia. Georgia's definitely my favorite in the SEC for now. Okay. So that's why we play the games to see who's gonna do what. Right now they're just hitting on each other, scout teams and stuff. And I know People put this team there, they put that team there. You know, people slept on IU for the last 2 years. People in the SEC were saying IU ain't gonna win. They can't compete with anybody in the SEC. They can't compete with Miami. What IU do? So you never know what team is gonna go
Yeah.
out there and perform. And like we always say about other sports, injuries also factor into the college game, like
Yeah.
they factor into the college basketball game also.
No, you make a good man. You know, you coming on strong, man. You making some sound points. You're balanced about it. This is definitely your truth and no bias. I'm impressed. I'm completely impressed. So I'll flip it to the Big Ten or the Big 18, as I like to call them. Give me your top three in the Big Ten.
Top three: Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon.
Okay. I could roll with that, but I'm gonna tell you this, man. Oregon has a tough schedule this coming season as well, and I got a feeling. And a lot of people are hot on Oregon with their recruiting they did this past year. Take a look at what they've got. They've got USC in week 4. Then they're on the road to Illinois. Remember, they got to come all the way across country. They got Northwestern at home. Then they've got back-to-back games: Ohio State, Michigan, back-to-back games.
And you know what? You can't necessarily sleep on Northwestern. I know they don't always have the records to show, but sometimes it seems like every year they may have that signature win, or they may battle somebody real hard to put that team to a test. I mean, I know Northwestern is Northwestern, but they may have a signature win this year. You never know.
Yeah, you know who I called a sleeper on our show on Sunday night? I said Penn State, man, because Penn State does not have to play Ohio State. They've got Michigan, but they don't have Indiana. So Penn State's 2 toughest games it will include USC, Michigan, and I was wrong. Yeah, they just got USC and Michigan, number 14 and number 16. They've got Purdue, Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, and Maryland. That is a recipe. If they win one of those games, now mind you, they got USC at home. It's going to probably be a whiteout. It's going to be a whiteout game. And then they got Michigan the next week. And Michigan's going to be getting a lot of love.
I know a lot of people are high on USC. I'm not sure quite how I feel about USC because I used to always hate USC because they used to always play Notre Dame. So my bias is not very good towards USC. But a lot of the talking heads, excuse me, and you also are picking USC to beat. I'll take your word for it, okay?
I pick them about 4th or 5th in the Big Ten. I'm not picking them at the top, but listen, you got to travel across country. What, 2,800 miles? So their games are, this ain't next state over. You driving the bus. This ain't Alabama going to Mississippi State going up 82. We both traveled that quite a few times. This ain't going in the bus. 60 miles, right? This is 2,800 miles in there, 3 time zones. So. I just think, man, that USC, they're a year away, but I don't know if their coach is going to be able to fight off the demons, right? He came from Oklahoma, man, and all this, this fanfare. He got like use of a private jet. They bought him a home. He had seriously, he had a car service. If he, also he's got like I think 2 or 3 suites in the stadium that are here for it. Just they gave him a lot, and you haven't got your return. If he goes and lays an egg, it's a 7-5 or an 8-4 season. Don't look for Lincoln Riley to be in the NFL next season.
Well, I'm not sure how I feel about them right now, but one team that I know in the Big Ten that I think may have a little bit of a downside is Michigan. Because of all the turmoil that's going on at Michigan with the athletic director being out and all the things that have happened in Michigan, that could be a lot of in JB's words. That's a lot of noise. We don't need all that extra noise, Matter of fact, I want to get back to that situation at LSU with about the number 5. What's the quarterback?
Yeah. You talking about Jaden Daniels, and his people were kind of. We talked about a little bit on Sunday.
From what I heard, it wasn't even him. It was his mother.
Yes, his mother's. I guess his mother's. I guess they got an agency, right? And his mom heads the agency or something. I don't know exactly, but she took, and that's what I said to the guys on Sunday. It wasn't him, and he supposedly when he found out about it, he was disappointed, right? And I'll just say this, right? He played well for them. Heisman Trophy winner. All those things, man. But listen, I don't believe if your number is not retired, you shouldn't say a word.
You shouldn't say a word.
His number is not retired. The most famous number at LSU is number 7. It ain't number damn 5. It's number 7.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's
No. LSU, the number 7 is historic. The Honey Badger had that. Leonard Fournette had that. That's the deal. So it ain't no number 5.
About the Honey Badger.
Yeah, it ain't it's number 7. If you're talking to LSU, you look at their deal. Their number is number 7. It ain't number 5, right? So there's a lot to be made out of it. But here's the twist, though, Reg. What some people are saying is LSU is playing the victim because of the takes a little bit of that heat off the Lane Kiffin thing, right? They're trying to get in that good grade thing. They had an asshole like Brian Kelly, a guy who didn't give a damn about his players, and I could go into for hours about Brian Kelly and him as a human being. Then you got Lane Kiffin playing the game, telling his coaches, hey, if you ain't on this plane, you can't come. Then supposedly tampering with a lot of the Ole Miss players to have them come there, right? So there's a whole lot there. So if they can find a way to get some heat off their back, they're going to do it. And if you can make Jaden Daniels, this NFL player, the bad guy, why not?
Well, you know what, man. You know how I am about my mama. I'm not a mama's boy though, but
yes, you are. You try to be, but don't worry. We're working on that.
I'm not a mama's boy, but I don't think my mama would ever say, even growing up, would say, "I'm his wife. I'm protecting him from women and everything. He needs protection for his money and everything. And he can't get married because he got too much money." Man, get out of here.
But you know what though? Listen.
That's the mama that sat between him and Juju at the game. And everybody thought it was Juju's mama. It was his mama.
But here's the thing. Here's how I'll say this, right? There's always a counter argument to everything, right? How many times have you and I seen in our neighborhood where mamas leaving their kids at home? They 7, 8 years old. They gone for the night. They tell them to do bad things. They got them out there stealing in stores, being a negative influence, right? A negative influence, right? And we've seen that. We both seen that. I'm not as turned off by her getting in because here's the deal. She's right. And men and women are leeches. And there are people they're going to put their tentacles in him and try to do everything they can to take what he got.
I agree with her being protective, but you have to let this young man.
He's a man. He's a grown man.
You can get him guidance and everything, but you can also sign what's called a prenup. And if the lady doesn't love you enough to sign a prenup, then hey, maybe you're not right.
But they contest those now, though, man. They get these tricky lawyers, man. They contesting these things. And again, I'm not saying I support everything that she said and done. Right. All I'm just saying is, if I have my rethers,
I understand because we see. Look at Anthony Edwards. He don't have any kind of guys. And look how many babies he got.
Did you see what I'm saying? I mean, it just it's a give and take, right? And we call Lane. You're not. Oh, y'all just lames because we take care of business. We ain't out there acting damn fool. Right. I'd rather be a little bit of lame and be protective of my because I've got 3 sons. Right. And I know that women want to put their tentacles in, and men want to put their tentacles in women too. It goes both ways.
Sure does.
If I have an opportunity to protect my son from a bad decision, I'll probably get involved. Because I'm not gonna say, well, you had your choice and you decided to do what you wanted. No, they're still your child. They're still your child, man. And my sons, 36, 26, and 22. They still understand. Pops, what's up? Pops, what's up? Maybe they're not. The oldest don't listen nearly as much as the other 2 do. But the point being is, you got to have a hand in their life, man.
Don't worry about it. The oldest will listen to me anyway, so I'm all good. Don't worry about it.
You know what? With some of them dumbass decisions he made, I think he is listening. Hey, you said it, not me. But no, seriously, man.
You said women are men are into women. Didn't Candace Parker have to pay Williams child support and alimony? Yes, she
Listen, don't even try it because it ain't gonna work. I'm not falling for that bait. Don't even try it.
did.
It ain't happening. I'm not falling for it. Don't try it. Next subject.
Look, we're an hour in. What's the next subject? Let's. Are you ready to get to our main subject that we need to get to, or do you really want to go
Absolutely.
to another
You
subject?
know, absolutely 100%, man. You know, one of the things that we talk about on this show at the end, and you know, we and Reggie always give each other hell. That ain't gonna never change, right? But one of the things that's a real serious dynamic is mental health and suicide prevention. As we go down this pathway, we see more and more conversation on the internet, taking this side, calling names and shaming people, fat shaming, color shaming, all those things. Mental health is real, and there are a lot of people that are struggling. A lot of teenagers, Reggie. I talked to a friend of mine this week, has a teenager, gorgeous daughter. But I'm telling you, you can't worry about what others say you look like. You can't worry about it. You know, but the challenge is in the world we're in now, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. Don't allow those opinions to take over your strength. When you see a teenager, you know, looking down and not being confident in himself, help them, lift them up, because teenage suicide is growing as well. And we've got to do everything we can to help our babies, protect our babies, help our babies at all costs. And so that's my thought on that. And Adojit, you've got some stuff you want to share as well too.
Look at Meta. They have to pay $1 billion out to a state because they're getting kids hooked on their social media sites, and these kids are going for likes. When they're not getting a like or somebody say something to them, you're right. It affects their mental health, and
Yeah.
they may try to commit suicide. So yeah, your mental health is very important. It's very important in our youth mental health, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to decipher the good from the bad. You got to have good people around you to help. The young lady that died yesterday, she was 36 years old. I forget her name, but she was really heartbroken when her brother died. She played in Nashville. She played in Heroes. She was a cheerleader in Heroes. I forget her name, but she said that she didn't even want to be on this earth. Her brother died of an enlarged heart. And they said they found her in cardiac arrest. She's 36 years old. But she said she wasn't feeling right. She's married to a boxer from Ukraine, and her ex-husband, he has a daughter. But she said she struggled with her mental health. You know, it's not just people that don't have money struggling with mental health. It's people with money that are
Yeah.
struggling with mental health.
Yeah.
So you gotta get help. You gotta talk to, have a friend, talk to a minister, a rabbi, a monk, or somebody.
Somebody.
Call a helpline. What's the number for suicide prevention?
998 operators are standing by to support in every way they can.
So get that help, because I want you to tune into Bias with Little Truth. I want you to tune into Bias with Little Truth when I go off on Cot and his 10 NFL teams. I
8.
want you here. So let's take care of each other, you know?
Okay.
I feel like I can call Daryl at any time. I think Daryl can come in anytime. If there's anything you want to talk about. So take care of your
Absolutely.
mental health and take care of your body also.
100%. Just last but not least, the walk for AFSP is September 12th. Walk starts at 3:30 p.m. down in the Military Park. You can register online. You can tap into our website, GameTimeNetwork.org. We have a link to get to the site. There also is a donation tab there as well. And also, if you haven't subscribe to the show so we can continue to bring good entertainment. This is our fun show. This is our clowning show. We enjoy ourselves.
Subscribe to the Game Time Network, but also subscribe to Reggie Sykes, the King of Trolls. We need you to subscribe to both stations. And Daryl, what's your station? You need to subscribe to your station also.
Well, I'm on Twitter's Game Time Cot. Game Time Cot on Twitter, and then Instagram is Game Time Cot on Instagram as well too.
So yeah, we need your support because we want to continue bringing great content. And I need more eyes on them losers over there when they're hating on the Colts and when they're hating on Southern University and when they're hating on Notre Dame. So I need more eyes over there to let me know if I can come onto the show and be the peaceful Reggie Sykes that I am, or do I need to come on the show and be the King of Trolls, Reggie Sykes? So I need your eyes, and I need you to tell me what them haters are doing, because I be golfing and they be doing these little slide slick marks. So yeah, I need y'all help. Help me, help myself. Thank you.
On that note, thank you all for watching. This has been another episode of Bias with very little truth from Reggie, but we're going to get
And
in there.
Purdue will win more than 2 games. I heard y'all talking crazy about Purdue. They will win more than 2 games.
I'm frozen. Hey, fair enough. Hey, thank y'all for watching Bias Little Truth. This is your boy D. Kyle with his boy Reggie, King of the Trolls, Homer Reggie Sykes, for another episode. Have a great night, everybody. Y'all be safe.